Hello friends, welcome back to a new video on abcoins.liberty 1 cent coins, Lincoln cents, from the years 1972, 1975, 1979, and 1982, including history, geography, mint locations, mintage, types, conditions, and values. In the quiet hum of coin presses at the U.S. Mint in 1975, millions of humble copper coins were born. Though often overlooked, the 1975 Lincoln 1 cent coin, sometimes colloquially called the Liberty cent, tells a story of American history, economics, and numismatic tradition. Let's journey through the fascinating background, production, and present-day value of this modest but mighty coin. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909, commemorating the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person, breaking away from the classical liberty figures of the 19th century. By 1975, the Lincoln cent had been in continuous production for 66 years, firmly embedding itself in the daily lives of Americans. The 1975 version of the Lincoln penny continued the design introduced in 1959, which featured Obverse, front, a right-facing portrait of Abraham Lincoln by Victor David Brenner, reverse, back. The Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Sy Gasparo, replacing the original wheat ears. Above Lincoln's head is the word Liberty, and to the right is the date, 1975. The motto, "In God We Trust," arcs over the top. Despite not being a special commemorative year, the 1975 cent is an important piece in the Lincoln cent series. In 1975, the Lincoln cent was minted in two major U.S. mint facilities: Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver, mint mark D. Proof coins were also produced at the San Francisco Mint with the S mint mark. Here's the mintage breakdown. Philadelphia, no mint mark, 5,151,476 142 coins. Denver, D mint mark, 4,505,275,300 coins. San Francisco proofs, S, 2,845,450 coins. That's nearly 10 billion circulating coins, making it one of the most heavily minted years in Lincoln cent history. In 1975, Lincoln cents were composed of 95% copper, 5% tin, and zinc. Each coin weighs 3.11 grams, has a diameter of 19.05 millimeters, and a plain edge. It wasn't until 1982 that the U.S. Mint transitioned to copper-plated zinc cents due to rising metal costs. Like all coins, 1975 Lincoln cents are graded based on their condition. Here are the most common classifications: good, G4, to extremely fine, EF40, signs of heavy wear, low collector value, MS60 to MS70, no wear, only minor handling marks. Made for collectors, mirror-like surfaces with high detail, typically PR60 to PR70. RD, red, retains full mint red color, most desirable. RB, red-brown, partial mint red with some toning. BN, brown, fully toned brown, least valuable among mint states. Narrator, voice, the value of a 1975 Lincoln cent depends on its condition and variety. Generally worth face value, 1 cent unless in exceptional condition. Uncirculated, MS65 red. Philadelphia, no mint mark. 0.50 to 150, Denver, D. 0.75 to $2 high-grade uncirculated, MS67 red and higher. $10 to $80, depending on grading and demand, $5 to $20, especially if certified by PCGS or NGC. Some errors can fetch higher premiums, such as off-center strikes, double dies clipped planchets. Struck on a dime planchet, these can range from $50 to several $100s. The 1975 Lincoln cent is more than a simple coin. It represents a moment in America's bicentennial decade, produced in a time of post-Vietnam recovery, economic change, and shifting global influence. While not rare, it remains a cornerstone for beginning collectors and a nostalgic piece for those who remember the copper jingles in their pockets. So, whether found in an old jar, inherited in a collection, or pulled from a proof set, The 1975 Lincoln cent offers a tangible link to American heritage. It reminds us that even the smallest coins carry weight both in metal and in memory. The 1982 Liberty 1 cent coin, more commonly referred to as the Lincoln cent or penny, stands as one of the most intriguing coins in modern U.S. numismatics. Not only does it commemorate President Abraham Lincoln, one of America's most iconic leaders, but the 1982 issue marked a dramatic turning point in U.S. coinage history. This year witnessed a major compositional change, creating a diverse set of varieties that remain of great interest to collectors today. First introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, the Lincoln cent replaced the Indian head penny. Designed by Victor David Brenner, it was the first regular issue U.S. coin to feature a real person. The word liberty has appeared on the obverse of all Lincoln cents since their inception, alongside the motto, "In God We Trust," and the date of issue. By the early 1980s, the cost of producing copper cents had become uneconomical due to rising metal prices. In response, the U.S. Mint decided in 1982 to change the composition of the penny from 95% copper and 5% zinc to a zinc core with a thin copper plating, 97.5% zinc, 2.5% copper. This transition year led to a unique situation. 7 different varieties of the 1982 cent were produced. In 1982, Lincoln cents were struck at the following U.S. Mint facilities: Philadelphia Mint, no mint mark; Denver Mint, D mint mark; San Francisco Mint, S mint mark, only for proofs. The different compositions and mint marks led to several varieties, especially from the Philadelphia and Denver mints. The San Francisco Mint produced only proof coins in 1982. There are 7 recognized business strike varieties and 1 proof variety from 1982. 1982, large date copper, Philadelphia. 1982, large date zinc, Philadelphia. 1982, small date copper, Philadelphia. 1982, small date zinc, Philadelphia. 1982, D, large date copper, Denver. 1982, D, large date zinc, Denver. 1982, D, small date zinc, extremely rare. 1982, S proof, copper alloy. Struck in San Francisco, collectors distinguish between large and small date versions primarily by examining the shape and alignment of the 2 in the date, the position and size of the 8 and 2, the thickness of the date numerals. These distinctions are subtle but critical for identifying high-value coins, especially the rare 1982 D small date zinc, of which only a few are known. 82. Philadelphia, all types. Over 10 billion total, 1982 D, Denver. All types. Approx. 6 billion 1982, S proof. Approx. 3 million. These numbers represent one of the highest mintage years in U.S. cent history. Circulated coins typically exhibit wear on Lincoln's cheek, jawline, and the lettering. Most 1982 pennies in circulation today show brown toning due to oxidation and copper exposure. Uncirculated coins, mint state. These are coins that show no signs of wear. MS-60, MS-67 grades are most commonly found in rolls and original bags. The value significantly increases based on grade and variety. Proof coins, produced at the San Francisco Mint with a mirror-like finish and frosted devices. These coins were not released into circulation and are usually well preserved in collector sets. Values vary significantly depending on condition and rarity. Circulated, 0.01 to 0.10 uncirculated, MS-65. $1 to 5 proofs, $2 to $10 depending on grade circulated. 5,000 plus MS-65 pull condition, 10,000, 20,000. So only a few known examples. Authentication required by PCGS or NGC. You can roughly distinguish copper and zinc versions with a digital scale. Copper coins weigh approx. 3.11 grams, zinc coins weigh approx. 2.5 grams. This simple test is a helpful tool when sorting through large numbers. Of 1982 pennies, Always check for weight and date size when examining 1982 cents. Store uncirculated and proof coins in non-PVC holders to prevent tarnishing. Consider grading valuable varieties for long-term investment potential. Watch for fakes. Of the rare 1982D small date zinc, seek professional verification. The 1982 Lincoln Liberty. 1-cent coin is far more than pocket change. It's a pivotal artifact in the evolution of modern U.S. currency. With multiple varieties, a major metal composition change, and a rare error that commands thousands of dollars, it continues to attract collectors and historians alike. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or a curious hobbyist, the 1982 penny offers a rewarding challenge and a tangible link to American monetary history. Would you like a printable chart showing the different 1982 penny varieties and how to identify them? In 1972, the United States Mint continued the production of one of the most iconic and enduring coins in American history, the Lincoln 1-cent coin, often referred to simply as the penny. Officially known as the Lincoln cent, it has borne the portrait of President Abraham Lincoln since 1909, and is notable for its rich historical, cultural, and collectible value. Though widely circulated, the 1972 Lincoln cent stands out in the numismatic community due to several distinct features, including notable die varieties, condition rarities, and its placement during a transitional period in U.S. minting. The 1972 penny was part of the Memorial Reverse series, 1959-2008, designed to commemorate the 150th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. The Obverse features Lincoln's right-facing bust, designed by Victor David Brenner in 1909. The reverse shows the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo. 1972 was a time of economic fluctuation in the United States. Amid inflation and changes in metal prices, the cost of producing a penny edged closer to its face value. The coin continued to be made primarily from a composition of 95% copper and 5% zinc, a standard that would eventually change in 1982. The 1972 Lincoln cent was minted in 3 U.S. mint facilities: Philadelphia Mint, No Mint Mark; Denver Mint, D Mint Mark; San Francisco Mint, S Mint Mark only for proof coins; Philadelphia, most common, No Mint Mark. Denver, Mint Mark D under the date; San Francisco, S Mint Mark produced exclusively as proof coins; Philadelphia, No Mint Mark, 2,933, 255,000. Denver, D, 2,665 and 71,400. San Francisco, S, proof only, 3,260,996. These high mintage numbers illustrate the penny's role as a staple of American commerce. The 1972 penny was intended for wide circulation. At the time, the coin retained actual purchasing power, unlike today, when a single cent carries limited economic utility. It was widely used in everyday transactions and remained in common use for decades. Coins that were never released into circulation and were preserved from wear are considered uncirculated. Uncirculated 1972 pennies are often graded on the Sheldon scale, MS-60 to MS-70. Key considerations include luster, strike quality, and the presence of contact marks. Mint state 65, MS-65. Examples can fetch between $5 to $25, depending on the mint, MS-67. Or higher examples, especially from Philadelphia and Denver, are scarce and more valuable. Prices can exceed $100 for top-tier pieces. Proof coins are struck multiple times using specially prepared dies and blanks to produce mirror-like finishes and enhanced detail. The 1972 S-proof Lincoln cent is a popular collector's item. Typical. Proof value. 1/3 proof $69 deep cameo PR69 decam specimens can command $30 to $60+, depending on the market. One of the most famous features of the 1972 Lincoln cent is the doubled die obverse, DDO, where elements of the design, notably Liberty, In God We Trust, and the date, appear visibly doubled due to a die error during minting. This rare variety is highly sought after. Value. Circulated DDOs. 100, 300 uncirculated DDOs, $500 to over $1,000 depending on condition. High-grade examples, MS65 or higher, with $500 to $3,000. There are several less prominent double-die varieties from 1972 as well, labeled as DDO002 through DDO008, though DDO001 remains the most famous and valuable. 5% copper, 5% zinc weight, 3.11 grams diameter, 19.05 millimeters edge, plain. The high copper content gives 1972 pennies intrinsic value due to copper prices, though it is illegal to melt them for scrap in the U.S. Look for sharp strikes with full detail and luster. Check for doubling on obverse text using magnification. Proof coins should have mirror fields and frosted devices. Red designation, RD, is the most desirable color grade, followed by red-brown, RB, and brown, BN. Certified coins from PCGS or NGC fetch higher premiums. The 1972 Lincoln Liberty 1-cent coin encapsulates a rich slice of American numismatic history, whether found in pocket change, inherited in a family collection, or discovered as a proof set piece. The coin holds value for collectors due to its mintage variations, striking errors, and cultural legacy. Its famed double-die variety has cemented its place as a numismatic icon, continuing to intrigue and reward collectors to this day. The 1979 Liberty 1-cent coin, commonly known as the Lincoln cent, a small yet powerful piece of American numismatic history. With its iconic design and rich background, this penny represents more than just a cent. It tells a story of American heritage, production evolution, and collector interest. The Lincoln cent first appeared in 1909, created to commemorate the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person's likeness, breaking from the tradition of allegorical figures like Lady Liberty. The design by Victor David Brenner featured Lincoln's profile on the obverse, and initially, 2 wheat ears on the reverse. In 1959, to celebrate Lincoln's 150th birthday, the reverse design was changed to feature the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo, a change that would persist through 2008. The 1979 Lincoln cent fits squarely within this memorial. Series minted during a time of economic transition and continued inflation in the United States. Features the bust of President Lincoln facing right, with the word Liberty on the left, and the date 1979 to the right. Above Lincoln's head is the phrase "In God We Trust" reverse back. Showcases the Lincoln Memorial, with United States of America above, the motto "A pluribus unum" just above the memorial, and 1 cent at the bottom. In my 1979 Lincoln cents were struck at 3 main U.S. mints: Philadelphia Mint, No Mint Mark Denver Mint, D Mint Mark San Francisco Mint, S Mint Mark. Used for proof coins only. Each mint played a role in satisfying the country's demand for low-denomination coins. Up until 1982, Lincoln cents were made from 95% copper and 5% zinc, giving them a weight of 3.11 grams. Post-1982, the composition changed to primarily zinc with a copper plating due to rising copper prices. Diameter, 19.05 mm. Thickness, 1.52 mm. Weight, 3.11 grams. Pre-1982 copper composition. The total production of Lincoln cents in 1979 was massive. Philadelphia, no mint mark, approx. 602 billion Denver, D, approx. 4.14 billion San Francisco, S, proofs, approx. 3.6 million proof coins only. The high mintage ensures that circulated 1979 cents are common and easily available even today. Circulated coins were produced for everyday transactions and show signs of wear. Their value is generally face value unless in extremely rare conditions. Uncirculated coins, also called mint state, have never entered circulation and retain full luster and sharp detail. These can be found in mint sets or saved from original rolls. Proof coins are struck using specially prepared dies and polished blanks, resulting in a mirror-like finish. These were produced only at the San Francisco Mint and intended for collectors. The value of a 1979 penny depends on condition, mint mark, and error varieties. Circulated, all mints. Typically 0.01 to 0.05 uncirculated, MS60O, MS65. Philadelphia, 0.10 1 Denver, 0.10 150 proof, S, PR65 plus. 55 are red. RD, uncirculated coins. Bright copper red coins can command a premium, especially at grades MS66 plus and above. Some 1979 cents have garnered attention from collectors due to mint errors, such as off-center strikes die cracks, or Cud's double dies, though rare for this year. These can increase value significantly depending on severity and visibility. While the 1979 Lincoln cent is not rare, it remains a staple in penny collections, especially in uncirculated or proof form. Its high mintage, copper composition, and rich historical legacy make it a valuable teaching tool and a nostalgic piece. Americana. If you have a shiny 1979 Liberty cent tucked away, it might not be worth a fortune, but it's certainly worth more than its face value to a collector or history enthusiast.